Hello and a very good morning to you. Yes, you're right. It's Wednesday. It's Cafe Clairvoyance Day, and this is the Spiritual Astrology Show. I'm your host, Phil Griggs, and welcome. I hope you're having a lovely morning wherever you are. Afternoon if you're a bit later on in the world, and maybe it's just time to go to bed wherever you are. Whatever's going on, we wish you a pleasant day, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And I think it's time for a little bit of intro music. At the end there, because they're very friendly and they just ask us to like, share and do all things like this. Now you're probably wondering here, hang on a minute, it's not 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock if you're in the UK. Well, yes, you're quite right. The reason why I start a few minutes early is just to give you a little bit of chit chat, but also the producer needs a little bit of time to get the show live to everybody so you can all see it, because otherwise you have to work from behind rather than keeping in front. But yeah, so that's the reason why there. Anyway, we'd just like to say a very, very good morning to you. Really on well. And just let you know what's going on. Okay, so I'm your host, Phil Griggs. This is Cafe Clairvoyance. And what goes on here? Okay, so you need to know what goes on. This is a live spiritual show that goes out 3 times a week. This is the Wednesday Spiritual Astrology Show, which my good friend Guiomar is coming on very shortly. And we'll be talking about spirituality, astrology, what's going on up in the skies at the present time, and also doing live mini one-to-one readings. We'll also give you loads of information about what's going on and different things, different energies which are going on here. Are any of you feeling a little bit tensious? Are any of you feeling a little bit like, whoa, what's this energy, man? Yes, whoa, it's a bit strong at the moment, isn't it? It's a bit strong there, so we'll be talking about this. Anyway, so this is Wednesday show. The next show will be on Sunday, which is myself. This is the Sunday Spiritual Show, where I talk about all things that have gone through the week, the different guests, different things we've been speaking about. And again, live one-to-one readings and a little bit of a twist of something different on there as well. Then we have the Tuesday show. The Tuesday show is on 9 o'clock in the evening. 9 o'clock in the evening. And the reason we do 9 o'clock in the evening is because it gives a chance, opportunity for different people around the globe. Because we're on the web, we can go worldwide, from Australia, New Zealand, and also especially the west coast of the States, where we're getting lots of people who wish to join the show. They're up at that time. We're not doing like crazy things like waking them up at 3 o'clock in the morning or things like that. No, they're actually up during the day. So that's the reason for this. Now I think everything's been caught up now. It looks like you guys are already saying hello. So big morning to Kat, to Laura, big morning to the producer. That's good. It's always good to have a producer on the show here. Good morning to Eleni, to Guiomar, good morning. She'll be coming on the show in just 1 second. To Sally and to everyone else who's joining in. And already we've got 3 hearts, 1 thumbs up, and quite a few people online. Anyway, I think let's do a bit of intro and let's bring on. She's a professional. She lives in Spain. She does the stars. She does Lilith like no one else does Lilith. She's coming on in just 1 second. Dun, dun, dun.
Good morning, Phil. How are you?
Oh,
How's everybody?
well,
It's cold today.
so far, we've already got the gang here. Good morning, gang out there, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. We've got Sally online. We've got loads of different people here. Eleni, Laura, and more people coming on. Even Paul. Good morning, Paul. I know you're up there in Norfolk Way in England. Norfolk Way. And yes, Rob's online, and loads of other people, and Taz. So good morning to you all. And Guiomar, how are you?
I'm cold.
Cold, cold. Okay, so hang on a minute, hang a minute. We're in Spain. We're in Spain. The sun is shining, and it's almost getting up to like the mid 20s, and we're cold.
Yes,
Sympathy,
but
anybody? Sympathy, sympathy.
but the south node has just gone over my sun, and the moon is in Scorpio, and it's like sucking things out of me.
Okay.
Old
Uh,
stuff. It's not gonna be, it's not supposed to be with me anymore. It's like, oh, what's going on? So it kind of feels weird in my body, but
okay,
it's not.
so that's interesting. So you're saying here we've got this Scorpio full moon coming up. We've got all this energy here, and we're saying about this stuff that's being drawn out of you, like we're experiencing something very different going on here.
Yeah.
And is this going on for everybody, or because you're talking about your nodes and where the sun is, and sorry, not your sun, I mean the moon, where the full moon is? Is this something which is going on for everybody, or just?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, different degrees because the North Node just changed into Gemini. It's been in Cancer for about 18 months. It's approximately 18 months per sign. And so this is going to be a big shift. Like, for example, these past 18 months, we've all been reconnecting, rekindling with ourselves, with our inner child, with our inner
Yes.
baby, nurturing, taking care, realizing how important that is. And now we're going into Gemini, which is a whole different story, which I would love to talk about here.
Yes.
And so everybody's going to notice that. It's all about the mind, how you relate to people, the way you think, the way you create your reality with your mind, and things like that. And right now the moon's in Scorpio, so it's kind of like cool because if you think about it, in this full moon that we're going to have, like a Scorpio energy is all about deep stuff in the past, deep traumatic stuff, cellular memories that we have to release because if we do, what we get, which is also Scorpio, our talents. So
Okay.
Scorpio gets us in contact with our deep talents, so those inherited talents, those energetic talents that you don't know where they come from, but they suddenly appear. That is Scorpio.
That's fantastic, isn't it? So, guys, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? It's out there. Sometimes we all get a bit worried. A lot of people get very worried when everybody talks about Scorpio. Then we got a full moon in Scorpio, and we've got this energy. People tend to run for cover, but it's not necessarily like that, though, is it?
And it's not a bad thing because, as I always say, in comes the light, out comes the crap. So whenever you're feeling crappy, a bit down, a bit like, oh, I'm not feeling well, or anxious, or whatever, that is absolutely normal. Those are stuff just that is clearing from your body. So if we start interpreting that as, oh, I have a problem, oh, I have to do something about it, then that's when it becomes a problem. That's when it gets stuck in your body. And you don't want it to get stuck in your body. You just want to let it go, feel it and release it. Just accept, oh, cool, I'm clearing the shit. Sorry. I'm clearing the crap out. I'm clearing all the garbage out. That's all that's really happening.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay.
should I? The thing
Sorry. Carry on. Carry on. We're jumping over words here. Jumping over words.
I'm excited. With the North Node in Gemini, we're gonna really, really see how much we can create with our mind. So as soon as it's gonna be like really, really obvious. As soon as you think something, as soon as you say something, you're gonna boom, it's there. So you're gonna see a very fast relationship between what you think and what you materialize with your thought. And
Okay.
also bad things, of course. The bad things really are just the things that you just don't want anymore, just the old stuff. So we want to realize how we are feeding into that old stuff. And we're going to really see that how we're doing that now.
Okay. So this is interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes here, and I know for Scorpios are very deep. We can go deeper than the ocean with Scorpio because it's where our depths are, our insecurities are sometimes, but also where power is. a lot of power as we talk about here. And so this is an interesting time. So people out there, sometimes coming up to a full moon, is that more the time when we're feeling more anxious, or is it actually on the full moon?
I usually feel everything beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see people that are feeling it a little bit before. So like the anxiousness and stuff like that, it's been a few days already, maybe 2 or 3 days. And it's actually, for some people it's anxiousness, for others insecurity, for others sadness, but all of it is hiding underneath a sense of loss. The thing is, because of our mental patterns, we tend to attribute a cause, which it's just based on our beliefs, to, okay, this is happening, so I'm feeling this.
Okay.
But the underlying one is loss. It's a feeling of loss.
Yes, yes. So, folks, if you're going through that feeling of loss there, let it go. Let it go, because whatever you're bringing in is going to be different. And this Gemini area here, well, we're going to start talking more, aren't we? We're going to start talking more, wanting the need to communicate thoughts, ideas, but it'll be interesting to see what you've got to say about that and where we go with this. Now, guys out there, thank you very much for coming in. The producer here has said, hello from Spain. Give a shout out from where you are in the world. We'd love to know where you are. I know some of you are out here, some of you are back there, and some of you are over there. Some of you are over there or there. Wherever it is you are in the world, please give a shout out where you are. Okay, so, so this is a time of energy, time of change. We're coming into this area now. It's interesting here. We are on the 6th of 5th, 2020, which is a 6-day in numerology. 6 day. This is very much about organisation. It's good for business. It's very good for Scorpios. Excuse me. Scorpios are very strong on this, about business. And also here, I think here, being a 6 day, it's also very good for beauticians. Beauticians, people in beauty, people who want to look nice. So you guys start to maybe getting your hairdressers getting ready to get back open again, or going for your haircuts, which I definitely need. I mean, this is going ridiculous now. And also these areas here, so it's about getting yourself arranged and aligned in these particular ways. Okay, so everybody say here, this is making so much sense. I agree with this, totally feeling this. And guys, yeah, thank you very much for where we are. But where? Oh, here we go. You are listening out there. Look at it. You guys are listening. Look, Mel Bailey, hello from sunny Cambridge in the UK. And we got Liz Hawes saying hello. Well, it is in Bedfordshire. Sunny UK. Well, it is in Bedfordshire. Good. Glad it is there too. And so, lovely to hear where you guys are from. So, this morning, what's going to be happening today? We're talking about these energies. It's not. We're talking about astrology, we're going to talk about numerology, we're going to talk about mediumship, we're going to talk about the tarot cards as well. So what can you expect today? Well, as we go through the show, we'll be talking more about this. And actually, I have a very special clip here before we start on this and get going. I've something new to add to the show. Hope you like this. Just a little teaser in there, just so you know what's going on in case you've got the volume down or something. Now, I know some of you out there, Muchamel, I think this is called Alicante Muchamel. This is Sally in Muchamel. And Karen Canavan says hello, and as does Joe Gardner, as does everyone else. Oh, you morning people, up bright and early. It's lovely to see so many people online here. We've got 12 hearts, we've got 8 thumbs up, and we've got 3 laughs here. So let's do a little bit of this. Oh dear. Okay, right. Liz Hall says, "Get Deborah to put the pudding bowl on your head." Thank you very much, Liz. Thank you very much. You're all heart, all empathy here. Okay, so apart from the full moon, we've got Pluto, which has been tracking through Capricorn, and now suddenly has put the brakes on, and suddenly now is starting to go backwards. Well, it's the apparent motion of going backwards. It's not really going backwards. It's just in relative to where we are from Earth. So when we have this, we're saying here that Pluto and Saturn, the 2 alignments we had back in January, really brought the chaos or the turmoil or the change to the world. But now Pluto's going retrograde. And I've definitely got my thoughts on this. What's your thoughts on Pluto going retrograde through Capricorn?
For me, it's just revision. It's just like going back. So you think, okay, yeah, I have this figured out. I have this cleared out. I already dealt with this issue. And whatever planet goes backwards, it says like, are you sure? You know, Pluto rules Scorpio. It's all about the cellular memories, the empowerment, the past, where you put your power out also. So it's just necessary to see, are you sure that you've got all your eggs in your basket? Are you sure that like everything you've learned during this time, you're gonna really keep the change that you've learned, or are you gonna slip back into the old ways of doing things? No. So, and together with that North Node in Gemini, it's gonna be like very fast, very quick. How we're going to slip back into the past and then come out of there and slip back. So be very observant, be very mindful of how that works. And whenever you have these feelings that make you feel bad or overwhelmed or whatever, just I suggest to do a very simple exercise to understand that feelings are not yours. Don't identify with them. It's just information that comes from the past, not even your past. It's your ancestral past. So there's nothing personal about feelings and emotions. We've just come to believe that to create a greater sense of identity. So there's a purpose of having a greater sense of identity, but let's not go over the top, because then we can't go to the next stage, which is aligning to your higher self. So the way to deal with emotions is just understand that it's energies with information flowing through your body. So it's very easy to see this with astrology. So now, for example, today the energies are like this. Okay, so I'm going to feel that kind of energy through me. But every single energy is neutral. It's just our mind that makes it be negative or positive.
Okay.
And that's how we're going to learn North Node in Gemini, which is the mind. So let's do the following. Like identify, like, okay, I'm feeling something, but it's just energy going through my body. And if I think that, oh my God, something's wrong, I have to fix it or whatever, or I'm worried, then I'm going to identify with that, and it's going to get worse.
Yep.
But if I just say, this is an energy running through my body, can it be something else? Because up to now, my mind and because of my beliefs have interpreted it this way. For example, if I feel sad, oh no, I'm sad again, I'm going to be depressed, everything's going to go wrong, I'm going to lose everything. Whereas sadness can get you in touch with a feeling, like an emotion like peacefulness. So if you just drop down into sadness, you can find a beautiful sense of peacefulness. Or anxiety can connect you to connection, to joy. So if you feel anxious, if you say, oh, I'm anxious, I have to do. So the I have to do is a thought that makes you crunch up, and it gets the energy stuck in your body. But if instead of having that I have to do thought, you go, woo, new stuff coming, and you go like that, then suddenly your body opens and expands and the energy flows through, and it's just like instant, the way you can shift from one interpretation to the other with the same energy.
It's interesting, isn't it? I totally agree with you, because sometimes I tend to look at this as like wearing coats, but they're coats which are not yours. It's a coat which belongs to someone else or something else, and it's not your energy. So the idea here is and to identify that you're wearing this coat, thinking, why have I got this here? And sometimes here, what's important about this is to take the coat off, because it's not yours, it's not your property, to go back and to find the energy where we are here. Now, interesting enough here, guys, is sometimes to be aware of your language or words you're using. Because often when we go through a word which is like we think we're going through a time of like, oh God, this is going to be awful. This could be hard work. This could be it's going to bring up emotions. Sometimes what we do, we start using words like why. Why is this happening to me? Why do I feel like this? Why? When you listen to the word why, sometimes what we get here is a very emotional verbs. It is very emotional. Because we look at the verb why. Because why is like, why is this happening to me? It's almost like if I keep saying it, you'll probably think this sounds very whiny, like very, it's me. Where, all right, we'll all use why, but it depends how you want to do it. But if you want to take control of your life, think actually, yes, the past, feeling the way I'm feeling, how's about it? How can I change my life today? How can I feel better? How is taking responsibility? What can I do to make my day better? What can I do to resolve a particular situation around you? Maybe there's no immediate answer, but one thing you're doing though is you're taking a responsibility. So it's 3 simple words. Ignore why, sorry, that way, and go for how, what. You're going to say something there. You're going to jump in and say something.
Yeah, because with the North Node in Gemini, we already have it now. Is that if the why? Yes, because so you really have to pay attention to the energy behind the words. So why is, how many people in this earth have said, why me? So the expression why is already automatically connects you into victim mode.
Yes.
Because that's what collective consciousness holds with the word why.
Yes.
But with the word how and what, even though on one hand it makes you responsible, on the other hand, it can get you into creating the problem. So we have to be very careful into the way we say that how and what, because if I think, okay, I have to fix it, this is wrong, I have to fix it, then I'm going to create the problem. So we have to be very careful with that. So it's more understanding that everything that happens in life, and I know this may sound a bit, oh yeah, right, but it is. It's just everything that happens in life, it's just happening so you can be more you.
Yes.
The more you resist the information, the change, and having the experience, the harder the life situation that you're going to live to have that experience is going to be. So some people have very tough life situations or life circumstances, so that circumstance can actually penetrate your egoic shield and break it open so you can be more you.
Absolutely, I love it. I think very much. I think it is about this pain. If we start thinking like why, attached to negative emotion, and it also attaches to the past. That why is not a future verb. It's more to do with the past here. So if we are using more positive words that connect us to the now and where we're going, we're taking a greater responsibility for ourselves. Some things are not our fault, but we have a responsibility to ourselves. But it doesn't mean to say we've got to be serious. It all comes in love. You love yourself.
Yeah. So the things now we can choose. So you can choose. What we choose is to see life from a different perspective, and to focus your attention on one thing or another. And depending where your attention is focused, that's the reality that's going to come forward.
Yeah.
So if we are mindful of what we're paying attention to, then we can choose to start looking at something different from a different perspective. Okay, so it's choice of where you put your attention. Absolutely. And perspective from where you're looking at things. Those are the 2 things that we can choose. You really don't choose the rest. The rest sort of happens, and your higher self knows how to guide you. But you are able to listen to your higher self and to your heart if you are able to choose where you put your focus and to choose which way to go forward, what's perspective to see things from. Okay, so for example,
this is
with
so
interesting.
This is so interesting. I totally agree with you. That it's where we're coming from, our perspective, to where we want to go to, which is so important. It's not just about where we're going to. It's acknowledging where we are in our thoughts, in our higher minds, where we're coming from at that present time. I think that's beautiful.
Exactly. So we are responsible of the thoughts we are creating.
Yes.
And those thoughts are being created based on emotions locked, trapped in our bodies, which are inherited. So that's what we're responsible of, to start feeling and clearing, to be able to be more, so your willpower can affect your mind and the way your choice of being able to focus on one thing or another. Because obviously, if you have too many emotions trapped in your body, it's just you won't be able to use your mind with your own will.
Yes.
So this is important. Okay. So for example, with coronavirus thing, people. So on the one hand, the word itself, or especially COVID, not so much coronavirus, but COVID-19, have a very energetic charge because so many people have said it.
Yeah.
So if we focus on that, if we focus on saying, oh God, it's a problem, it's a danger, it's a blah, look what is happening, blah, blah, then that focus is going to make you feel worse. And the purpose of that is for you to feel what you're feeling, not try to avoid and reject by blaming something external. Oh, it's the virus. Oh, it's the government who's dealing like this. Oh, it's my boss who's doing that. The purpose is to actually feel what you're feeling. Go, oh my God, this external thing made me feel this. Wow, that was trapped inside my body all the time. Now I realize it, because it would have come up many, many times in your life. So with that emotion in your body, you can't go to the next step, because you just can't. You get stuck in the last, in the old version of humanity. So you just feel it and release it. And then you can choose to go, okay, what do I want to engage with? Yeah. What makes me feel good? What makes me feel happy? And you shift your center of attention, understanding that everything is for a purpose. Fantastic. That life is there for you to be more you.
Yeah. I think so. I think so too. I think it's a very interesting. Thank you for all your input this morning. It's very, very interesting. I think all these shows, we start these off. I never know where they're really going to go, but every show I love doing this, because we bring out something which I think is relevant to the immediate time. Also, what we're going through, the coronavirus here. I know for a lot of people it's fantastic. A lot of people actually say here they've actually restarted or energized their lives because of corona.
Exactly.
They restarted. They found a new energy. They found a new beginning. They found something amazing, which is fantastic. It's not all about bad news. I know for some people here, they actually say they've got money in the bank because they're not traveling by car anywhere, because they're not allowed to, so they can't put fuel in their car. A lot of people working from home. I love now, as you do, love working from home. Why do we need to shoot out everywhere? Especially when we do shows like this. It's great fun. Great fun. Yes. Loving the chat today, says Helen. says Sally. And yes, okay. Come on now, guys. What are we doing here? Oh, this isn't too bad. We need to get some more up here. We've got 36 hearts. We've got 16 thumbs up and 4 laughs. We want some more hearts, please. We definitely want some more hearts. Because share the love. This is a love show. No, hang on. Be careful with that. Nearly a love show, but it's a love for love thyself. Get into thyself and start loving thyself here. Okay.
Now, about love, Phil, I want to define what my version of love is.
Okay.
Well, I think many people will agree, no? So we sort of thought that love is about, oh, I want my husband to love me. I love my children and my lovely friends, and it's like what I get from people. But that comes from a lack-based mentality, and that lack-based mentality comes from something very simple. Every single baby had basic needs unmet. There's a reason for that. I'm not going to go into this right now, but it's just like every baby had something unmet, because mom just didn't know how to deal with it. It's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? So from that basic need unmet, when you were a baby up to the age of 2, you create your own lack mentality. So some people have a bigger lack mentality than others. And when you have a lack mentality, you think love is attracting somebody. You're not really conscious and aware of this. It's more like you feel the need of it. You think love is attracting somebody to give you that which your mommy didn't give you. So you think it's giving you affection when your mommy didn't give you enough milk or water or food. So, or you didn't have your rhythm, so you want somebody to respect you as you are. So it all comes from very basic needs, and that is not love. What is love is when you are within you, when your energy is in you, when you're not blaming anybody on the outside, you connect to your heart gets cleared from all the emotional clutter you suck up when you're a needy person, which is like everybody, until you start realizing it. And then you start radiating. That's love. So love is about nurturing your own inner baby, giving yourself what your mom couldn't give you. And then once that register is complete in you, then you can start radiating outwards with the best of you. That's love.
I think that sums it up beautifully, I think. Sums up beautifully. I tend to think here that if you're in relationships and someone says, I want you, I need you, things like this here, that's a bit like you're going to have chains around your arms there. But my philosophy here is, if you're with someone you really like, whether it's a friend, whether it's your partner, whether it's your wife, whether it's your best buddy, whatever it is, and I love that terminology you say now, and I think this is where I feel here, that we complement each other. It's just nice being together, we complement each other. It's nice having that energy that shares between us without owning, controlling, or anything like this. And it's amazing how many people are controllers, but they're very insecure people.
Yeah. Every single insecure person is a controller. Why? Because when you enter a relationship as an insecure person, what you do is you leave yourself. So your soul leaves your body, and it goes into the other person's body. So it's like, you take care of me, or you might even think that you're really nice and you're a caring person. I'm saying this from experience.
Yeah.
And you just get yourself out of you and get into the other person's mind and body and starts feeling their problems and worrying about their situations, and that you make that person your entire life. What you're doing there is you're not inhabiting your body, you're not living your life, you're living somebody else's life. That's codependency big time. And the thing is, people have thought that that's being a good person. It's not.
No.
Being a good person is being you, connected to your heart and radiating the best of you out into the world. Being a person is not disowning you and inhabiting somebody else's life, whether it be a spouse, a child, or a parent, or even a boss or a job. That is not a good idea.
No, totally.
That's codependency.
Yes, I think it is. I totally agree
And
with
this
you.
year, since the beginning of the year, the configuration with Lilith, Uranus, Chiron, Lilith and Chiron and Aries, and those two connected to Uranus, it's all about, and the eclipse that we had in Leo, it's all about, releasing codependency. So part of this lockdown, part of the things that we have had to learn is just this. So it's like, okay, I can't touch my friends. What does that mean? Or, okay, I have to live with my family 24/7. Well, how does that make me feel? So, it really gets you into place of like, wait a minute, what's me and what isn't me, and what's important, what's really important about sharing with somebody. So for me, the future is more about from the best of me to the best of you. Let's get together to create something nice now, and then see what happens afterwards.
Yes.
So the future of relationships. There's no interdependency, no expectations. Just let's get together, let's create. Okay, let's get apart, let's do something different.
And I think the most beautiful thing about this year, 2020, is I think more people are going to starting to feel that we're going to start working from the heart, living from the heart. And I think here we're coming away from the old Capricornian way of structures and fathers and discipline, and everything has to be so hard and so rigid and regimented. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. We're too industrialized. And I think this allows us now to become more creative, more in our own hearts, more in our own spiritual energy, and actually understanding what spirituality is. It doesn't mean to say here that you've got to do something for everybody else. It's also treating yourself beautifully. It is having an honor within yourself. It's sometimes the old patriarchy about this, I would totally agree, would be is as soon as you start thinking about, you're getting hot now. First of all, you were cold, now you're getting hot. It must be something about this show. Anyway, it put me right off my stride, that did. Right off my stride. Anyway. So what I think here as well here is in the old ways, we used to think as soon as we start to think about ourselves, everybody then used to criticize you and say, yeah, oh, that's it, you're self-centered, you're self-absorbed, you're doing everything for yourself. What about, didn't we hear this? What about me? The other person was saying to you when you started to focus on yourself. Oh, that's good, that's it, just focus on yourself. What about me? What about me? Because they wanted the dependency on them. So now it really is, we're accepting this and coming into this lovely energy, is we can love ourselves. We can and feel it, because that's going to make our relationships with everyone else around us a damn sight better. Damn sight better. Dear, oh dear.
Exactly, and this is like the reason why since Pluto entered in Libra in the 70s, it's why relationships are falling to pieces, because it just doesn't make any sense to be in a long-term relationship. At least that's not the story for most people, because it gets to a point where there's no growth anymore, and people are not willing to, sacrifice their own personal growth and being themselves anymore. Yeah. And I think that's good. So now it's chaotic. It means a lot of people are dramatically separating and all that stuff. But there will be a moment where we just understand this dynamic and we'll be absolutely happy with it. And some relationship will last longer and some will last less, but it will be organic. But we have to learn to hold ourselves and be ourselves to be able to do that, and be more selfish or more self-centered to begin with. If that self-centeredness comes from the heart, it will be good for everybody. If it comes from your ego, from your mind, then you'll see the consequences and you'll just have to adjust, because there will be many people in the playground to play with. And if you're just being selfish, then nobody will want to play with you. And that's fine too, because it's not like before, like there was one person and everybody had to obey that one person, the king, the ruler, the boss, Oh, we have to obey the person and everybody's dependent on that. No, it's not like that anymore.
No,
we're all our sovereign selves.
And it's interesting here because anything that's got to do with leadership, especially in Europe, especially in the UK now, people are losing a lot of, I guess you could say trust, you could say faith, or even interest. And now people have started to look within themselves. I think that this is a very, very big thing. We can have a whole show just about this, talk about this area. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are looking for a little message of some kind to help them through their day. And it's got to that point in the show where I think we need to do this. In fact, if you haven't seen this, we're going to do this and then we're going to get straight into your reading. Okay, right, so first up, shall we go for Alice? Alice? What's that song we used to sing here? It was by Smokey, was it Smokey, just called Smokey, Alice. Living next door to Alice. I know there was a few more words on this here, but the verbs have changed, or the lines have changed here. Just looking for Alice through the... Alice, if you're there, give us a thumbs up, please. We'll put you up on the screen. Okay, right, Alice. Alice is, she's at a crossroads with her life, at a crossroads with her career, love, travel. She has no direction at the moment. And she was born on the 13th of the 3rd, 1998. And also here, yes, Jay, I just had seen that there. And also here, she's a 347 numerology. And she's on a life path 7 and a personal year 2. Wow, okay, so first of all, let's go back to the beginning here. Colour blue, love the colour blue. Okay, I'm gonna get serious now, the glasses are coming off. That's it, war is on its way. Okay, one of the first things I say here with the colour blue is very responsible. It's a nice energy, but it's also taking it seriously. So this is a good energy to be in. I would also say, going through this present time here, whatever direction you don't want, let go. Let go. Don't feel a responsibility or attachment to it. Don't feel this. I would say not to go into there. Your 3 is tuning into what we're going into where Gemini is concerned, because this is about communication. So your 3 is your heart number. And your heart number here, your personality number. This is very much about getting out there and talking. The needing to talk, the need to communicate, and the need to get some resolution on this side here. I'm not saying resolution, I think it's by helping and talking here, that'd be absolute magic. Now, your 4 here is your heart number, where you feel stable, where you feel stability. And this needs to feel stable. If this doesn't feel right, we're completely up in the air, Now, we've got a 7. Your 7 here is, 7 people are very good at being spiritual, very good at being in tune with things, but very, very, very sensitive. Very sensitive here. The sensitivity could be being heightened during this particular time. And sometimes what the 7's got to be careful of is that not to run in the cave and hide there and say, where am I going? What am I doing? Because in the cave, you're in the dark there. You're just shutting yourself away. You're hiding yourself way too much. And it's interesting here because you've got a life path 7 as well. But the 7 here is very much about change. And the Chariot. Where am I there? Chariot card here. Just see there. It says the Chariot. Back and front, never mind. Anyway, Chariot. So Chariot here is going to be about movement, about changing your direction. But it's going to be about something here that very soon I pick up here. You're going to go, and I really predict this, you're going to go, I know what I want. And I think you're going to come into that. It may take a week, 2 weeks, something like this here, but you're suddenly going to go, I know what I want. But it's going to be for you, and it's in there, it's in your heart. Right in there is your answer. And I feel that's coming up here. And I also would say here is in your personal year 2, here is about finding that little bit of balance in your life, the people you want here, but it's not listening to other people so much, it's about listening to yourself. And whilst I'm just having a little bit of tune up here, I'd like to pass over to, she's the astrologer, she talks about the power of astrology. Here is Guiomar. Guiomar, what would you like to say to Alice?
Hi, Alice. Well, Alice is a Pisces with the moon in Virgo and the North Node in Virgo. So what that says, Pisces are very sensitive. And with the North Node in Virgo, it has South Node in Pisces, means that if you stop, like Phil was saying, if you just don't do anything, you'll get lost. Absolutely. Your feelings, your emotions will just eat you up. So it's very important for you to always be in action, doing something, always moving, even just tiny little things. It doesn't matter where you go. And always creativity is always healthy for this. Do anything creative or whatever you want to do, just take little step forwards and really don't think much about where you're going. You've got a Lilith with in Libra. So Lilith in Libra is about like the relationships between your mom and dad wasn't that good. So then because of that, you suffer the consequences, which was a lack of caring and a lack of attending your basic needs. So you have a lot of basic needs unmet. And what happens is when you go in relationships with this Lilith Libra, you find people who reflect those basic needs you have. So either they get the worst out of you, or you find them doing very childish things. And that really gets you like disorientated and lost, because for a Pisces, it's very easy to get stuck watching everybody else and caring for everybody else, but that's not Pisces' destiny. So Pisces is an excellent organizer, and with that Virgo energy, even more. So you'd be very good at organizing things, but it's important for you to lift your gaze up and stop looking at the immediate surroundings and stop depending on the people that are surrounding you exactly, and connect to more with Lilith Pluto. Lilith Pluto is kind of difficult because you're feeling intensely people's traumatic cellular memories, even if you don't know it, and that makes you feel very insecure. So the way to relieve that insecurity is to hang on to people. How? Taking care of them. So the key here is to expand knowledge, to go into Sagittarius, to take advantage of Sagittarius energy, which is about travels, higher knowledge, expansion of the mind, anything that opens your mind up. And you have Lilith with Mercury, so that's good for opening your mind up too. And anything that is different, there's Lilith Uranus. So, and Lilith Venus means that you're bringing down something new, something valuable for others as an organizer. So lift your mind up and look further beyond from your immediate environment, because that's what's making you feel insecure, basically. So look forward. Get into action, tiny steps forward, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. That's what will help you get the vision more clearly.
I definitely agree. I think sooner or later, very, very soon, Alice, you're just going to go, I know what I want. No one, it's going to come to you. But I think, Deb, right there, keep moving forward a little bit. Okay. I hope you're okay there, guys. Just let you know here, please. Someone says hello from London. Oh, good evening, London. Sorry, good afternoon. Morning, London, shall I say, sorry. Thaler says that, she's from Mill Hill. Another great start to Wednesday. Thank you for Mill Hill. Yes. I hope your gardening's going well. She's working at a garden centre. She pops on every now and then between the daisies and the buttercups. Anyway, right. Let's move on a little bit here. Let's go to Joe Gardner. And Joe is in Dunstable, in the UK, I believe. I'm just looking for a little bit of Joe, because there she is. And she says, I'm really loving the show today, 100%. Okay, so let's help you out, Joe. Now, Joe's question is, been seeing a lot of purple lately. Does this mean anything? Okay. She was born on 16th of 1968. She's a 336. And, you've got a life path 6. Life path 6 and a personal year 4. Okay, right. So, purple, if you've been seeing a lot of purple, I would, and this is interesting because the Scorpio people, it's very much is very much a doorway to spirituality, a doorway to opening up spiritually. And one thing I would really feel if you've been seeing purple is listen to how you're feeling around this. Whenever you see it, or you sense it, you see it, whatever it is, listen to what's going on around this, because I pick up here this is strong. Now, would you also understand, please, that there was a very clever man in your family line who is, I believe, a generation above your mother? Yes, he's above your father. He was a very intelligent man. Wherever he did, he was like designing or clever with things, but a very articulate man. And he's here. He's here. He's joining us here. And what he wants to do is come through and say to you, A, he's very proud of you, and B, would you understand here that you're coming to the point where you're making some stronger, more personal, heartfelt decisions about yourself, because this is the energy he wishes to bring forward, and he's really happy for you, and that he sees, now this is interesting here, that he sees there's going to be a move to do with the house, It's not just yet, but it's how it's going to happen. It just needs to take its time, but it will come up. Now, your tarot card here, whoa, you're going to like this. The lovers, yes, just bring that back a little bit. The lovers, there we go. Now, the lovers doesn't the lovers doesn't necessarily mean, oh, we're going off to go and fall mad in love with everybody. No, what it also means here is about general life around you, people loving you, you loving yourself. This is the energy we're talking about here at the moment. And glad you love the show, and so you're saying those words there. But it's very much about being in that self with yourself and the world around you. And sometimes, and I think of yourself here, just letting things go a little bit and feeling the love. Feel love and let change come in. The gentleman is here with you. He's just letting me know here that of all the things you're worrying about or anxious about, I don't think there's going to be too many things for you to worry about in that sense. But so spiritually, I think you're opening up more spiritually if you're seeing the colour purple. Re-listen to this. This gentleman here is right on your side. But in the meantime now, I think it's time for a little bit of Guiomar.
Hi, Joe. You're a Scorpio, your moon is in Virgo, and North Node is in Aries, which means you have to learn to stop thinking about what everybody else needs and just focus on what you need. But then you have this T-square with the Jupiter, Moon, and Libra. So Jupiter, Moon, and Libra just wants to really take care of everybody and make really great parties for everybody. And then you have this Venus in Capricorn that says, and I want to be really valuing my work. And then Lilith Saturn says, it's so important for me to be recognized and so forth. But Lilith and Saturn says, yeah, but you come from a family of people who wanted to succeed and never did because they were focused on the wrong things, like more like trying to achieve something instead of trying to do something from the heart. So with Chiron in Pisces, but it's tying into this T-square, it's like being disconnected to or a feeling of disconnection, which isn't really true to this purpose you have. So that makes you get lost in taking care of people, but that makes you nervous and that makes you frustrated. And then that Lilith with Saturn is just like gets really frustrated and I can't get the message through and I can't stand it anymore. So it just blows up with that Scorpio sun, even though it's with Neptune, which softens it out. So it's like just focusing on the wrong direction. So I would say to you to be using that in a more conscious way, that Venus in Capricorn. I would say to you to just connect with your body and feel the emotions in your body and feel how you're running through, how it's running through you. And do you really want to create a life where your body's all the time just crunching up and going like this? Or do you want to connect with your heart and just really understand that you, with Lilith and Gemini, you have a free mind. You can use that mind freely, totally. And all you have to do is connect to your heart. And, forget about thinking about everybody else. You're going to get lost there and you're going to get too much energy there, and that's not going to make you feel good. And that comes from mommy issues. So.
Okay. Thank you very much. So there's a lot of noise out here. I think the producer's just going mad. The amount of information coming through for you guys and how she's passing this information through. Wow, she's a fast mover, I tell you. Whew. Okay, right, yes, thank you for your messages there, and lovely to see you there. Now, guys, listen to this. Guys, now listen to me here. I need your attention here, just 1 second. If you like this show, please share it with your friends. Please leave reviews. Please give a little bit of insight here that you enjoy. Although it's great on a news feed, we love this, we're really appreciative of doing this. But after the show, share it. Tell people about it. More people out there, the more people can enjoy it. We'll always look after a little group who are always on every single week. But yes, just make sure, please, you share it. And as you see through the day there, there'll be different posts there coming up about different shows going through the weeks. But this show here is one of the fast-paced alternative shows where we're looking at spirituality and astrology, combining a lot, and off we go. Anyway, enough of that now. Let's come back into let's go see how we do this one. We're connecting. Is that Scorpio energy? Really connecting. Okay, just let you know, on the 26th of May, Tuesday 26th of May, spiritual show is with Taryn and myself, which is the heart and the moon, working with the moon cards and also talking about the heart. So look forward to seeing you guys on that, and it'll also be on the page there where you can see it too. Now, Eleni says, thank you, and also Joe says, thank you so much, makes so much sense. And good. Eleni's got the colour pink. She's 21st of the 10th, 1958, and she's a 279. And she's on life path 9. And thank you so much for little heart. Thank you, Guiomar. Thank you. even though astrologers put a little heart up there, this is from Guiomar. So there you go.
For Joe.
Now, if you want to there, would you like to type out your website whilst I'm chatting here? And I'll put that up so people can look about what your website is, and I think that'd be great if you type that there. Because, right, now, personal year rate. So personal year rate is about power. It's about the symbol of infinity. Sometimes we have that, we look at the 8 like that, but also it's like this. When we do it like this, the symbol of infinity is a symbol of mastery. Now, one of the things I'd say around here now is this is a very important time, I'd say, for you, because this is, I think you could find, that's what I wanted, there you go, that's Guiomar's website address there. I think you could find here that going within yourself in self-love, in power and things like this here, and going through your own self here, this is where you're going to find some strength. Now, looking at your card here is the Hermit. The Hermit does not mean here to say the sunshine is so bright this morning. Oh, there we go. It's a bit better like that. Here you go, the Hermit. The Hermit's here, but what we're always guided by is the lantern just there. Lantern, because that's where we see the light. And the seeing the light is often from within ourselves. Now, I was just thinking about you this morning and wondering if you were actually going to pop up online, and you did. Because whilst I was out walking my dog, I actually got a little message for Eleni. And as much as I get messages for a few people, I just wanted to say this to you, that I've got this lovely gentleman, lovely lady who joined me from the spirit world. And the gentleman here is extremely smartly dressed. And he connects me very much to, very much to the Mediterranean. And this gentleman here, what he wanted to say around you here is I think that you are on a pivotal point this year of whether you're going to move or not. You're at a pivotal point. And this is what he wants to come to and say to me. If you want this, and your numbers here, the fact you've got the Hermit, the fact you've got these numbers to you here, I think you could really change your life. Really do, because I've got both of them here. Very, very respectful man. He's almost like he's in evening wear with a bow and a tie here, and he's got a B. There's a B that starts with his name. I've just been given his part of his name. And he's saying to me here, he also wants to tell me about planes, aircraft. And he also would like to show to me here that he's, he just wants you to make you feel that you're on the right path and go down this road, he says, just go down this road. He knows what you want and he wants you to do it because he feels, otherwise we'll look back in our lives and 10 years ago, not at what we did, but what we wish we had done. So I think Okay. On the 26th, yeah, Jodie Smart just said on the 26th, it's going to be at 9 o'clock in the evening in the EU, 8 p.m. in the UK. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. That's my dad. Okay. That's my dad. Good. Very, very nice man. Very respectful man. And next case here. Okay. Let's go from the spiritual to the astrological with Guiomar, the lady who talks about Lilith.
Hi, Eleni. So there's this moon is in Aquarius with Chiron, and it's in opposition to Uranus, and doing a trine to Venus. So that's like a very original personality, you know, like somebody who really just wants to stand out and be themselves. Also, that Lilith is in Aries, so Lilith in Aries does not want to be trapped in any way at all. So there's a lot of like a need to be different, to be singular, to be individual. But your sun is in Libra, and Libra is about the other person first. So it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Well, your Lilith is in conjunction to your South Node. So this urge of it being an individual, it doesn't come from now. You've already cultivated it in the past. And the key here is to understand that right now that in originality, that individuality has to be put into service to others, because the North Node in Libra are the people who have, I've got that too. I've got North Node in the 7th house, which is the house of Libra. So we are the people that we have to support others in this life and not expect anybody to respond or to acknowledge even, or to give favors back to us, because when we do that, we're operating from a very self-centered mentality. And this time it's all about thinking of others first, but of course not losing your singularity, not losing yourself in others, but understanding that you're here to support others. So that's very, very important for you.
Interesting. Our husband is an Aries. Very much about the opposites there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. Now, one thing I'd say here, just adding into that, I think that being a Libra with you and your husband being an Aries, I think here that I'm not getting into dynamics to do with family in a sense here. But I think if you want what you want, especially when it is to do with travel, where you want to live, there is, it's interesting you say about Venus there, it's making this choice look very attractive. So put this across. Use that energy there to make it look nice. Very, very nice here. It's putting the colours around this. It's putting the positivity, the love, the energy, and oh, how cozy it would be. And yeah, and the wonderful meals you can go out and eat. And oh dear, you can't beat good moussaka out in the Mediterranean, can you? Anyway, no. Right, okay, let's move on here. Now, we've got Cheryl. Cheryl here. Have you got Cheryl's details there? I think you have.
Yes.
Yes, great. Okay. Okay, so Cheryl is, she's a 336, and she's on a life path, personal year one. Wow. So this is very much about moi, about me. This is very much about me, very much about where I'm going. It's having to have that ability within yourself to take mastery on for you, take responsibility for you. It sounds serious when I use the word responsibility. It's a very old state Capricorn, but it is very much about having the ability now to say, yes, now I'm going to use this energy for me. Now, I get a sneaky feeling here that you're not coming up. In fact, I get a lot of laughter here from over there. A lot of laughter because I want to cheer things up. I want to make you feel very comfortable with this here, Cheryl. Because I get a more funk about it, and I think what you think is going to be happening won't be. Now, there is, I've got to tell you this, because I really am hearing this from the spirit world, is there's a seesaw or a lever coming up. You know, sometimes we talk a lever to make something move forwards or to make something change. I'm being told here by the spirit world. Now, I've got a lovely gentleman who's here, who was a very opinionated man. Very opinionated here, and his hair was quite fair in colour, not particularly tall, and I actually get an M to do with his name, here. And as he's talking to me here, he wants to bring through to you to say he's been quite passionate for you, quite assertive for you. But his thing here is there's a lever coming up, which can move the situation you're in your way, basically your way, or into a way which is probably going to be easier, or gets things moving where you felt stuck. Now, in your one energy, it's about having the strength within yourself here, the power within yourself to actually go forwards rather than not take your power here. So it really is about pushing forwards. You're going to see this lever very soon, and you've got to use it. You've got to use it because it's what I would call fair. Fair. Now, your card here is the Magician. I'll just put that like that. Magician. Power cards. The only thing with this card here is all things can start working because you've got the rods. You've got the rods here, which is one of the suits. You've got the cups. You've got the coins. And you've got this mastery. And there's a symbol of infinity. So we have a lot of power here. What you're doing at the moment, I think, is gaining information, gaining confidence, and bringing in energy closer and closer to you. But very soon you're going to start using this, and this lever comes up, and you'll be able to push things forwards. And but you'll be in a far better place. Very nice energy here. And I don't know what I'm going to say. Something new with the colour blue is coming. I don't know if this is a car or something, but there's something about the colour blue. Very light blue. Very, very nice blue here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Guiomar, I think.
Okay, so Cheryl, hi. It's a sun in Cancer, moon in Taurus, north node in Aquarius, and then Lilith is with Libra and Saturn. So this chart is about, a Cancer Taurus does not like change and does not like to look out into the world and, just go out there and so forth. But your north node in Aquarius together with Mars in Aquarius is saying, you're all about just being sort of a leader or somebody who's, you also have Lilith, Saturn, which is an influencer. Joe also had this Lilith. So being an influencer, being a social leader of some sort, with Lilith with Libra is also very good for helping people to connect and to relate to each other from their best side, from their talents. So it's just relating to others from the easy side, not from the difficult side. But that Cancer Taurus can be a bit like that, no? So I don't know, I get a feeling that, I don't know, but probably you don't like social networking that much, social network, social media. Yeah, social media, that's the word. Too much. But I think it's important for you because it's a way for your energy to go from inward to outward, and that's important for you. Because if we are too much looking, something similar came up with somebody else, but it's a bit of the energy right now in inside outside. If we are focusing at a reduced area, for example, if you're working inside an office, then that means that all your energy is there. Or if you have a small group of family or friends and all your energy is there, then they're going to suck your energy up. So you can't really work from your talents when all your energy is going to an enclosed space. Whereas if we are, for example, working from home, or if we are reaching out to the rest of the world, then we are going to be connected to the rest of the world, and our energy is going to expand via all those relationships, Aquarian relationships that we talked about before, because nobody's going to suck you anywhere. You're just going to get, touched. So they're pulling the strings of your energy outward, so you're the best you can go out to forward. Why does not the best of us come out in the family? Because it's old energy. Because the patterns just repeat themselves. Because it's very difficult to create something new with the same people. So I really think businesses in general are going to go towards that, because it's going to be way more beneficial for the business and for each individual creativity than to just be with your energy in the same place, giving it to the same people. That's not healthy. And I think this is very applicable to you. I don't know, Cheryl, how does it feel like?
She's actually coming forward here. She's just saying here spot on, and that she knows that she's got to make some changes here. In fact, I was looking for yes, she says here, just moving this up there, she says most definitely. So I think that's a couple of good words there. We're on the right path. I feel you're actually spot on then, especially with with the sixth energy here. We're in the sixth energy day, so it really is going to resonate about this thing about duty and responsibility to other people and organizing. But sometimes here, that one energy in yours and that magician is about, you'll come out to the point of taking power, take your own power here. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Wow, what a morning. We come up to 12 o'clock in the EU. We are in Spain. We're 11 o'clock in the UK. And guys, we have had such a tremendous show today. But as always, there's just so much to talk about. And but unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show. Now, the guys here who've written in, I've got Mel Bailey here. I've also got Claudine, and I've got a few other people here. Unfortunately, they've come through a bit late. We've just got their details. What we'd like you guys to do, we are on, I'm actually on again on Sunday. Now, one of the things I'm going to be talking about on Sunday evening is past life regression. Past life regression, what it means to let go of stuff and the different entities here, as well as doing one-to-one readings. So we'll get through to you guys, and we'll take anybody else's calls that we'll do on Sunday evening, which is going to be 7 p.m. in Spain and 6 p.m. in the UK. But Guiomar, always a wonderful show with you, and thank you so much for your participation and everything, and always great working with you. Fantastic. And please give our love to everybody over there in Javier, and everybody who knows us, and big thank you to the producer of the show. He's been running backwards and forwards like a crazy person, and also big part of you as well, Guiomar. Just a big thank you. A terrific show, always lovely. And,
thank you everybody, and thank you Phil for the chance of being able to share with you guys.
Oh, wonderful. And Cheryl says, brilliant, looking forward to Sunday. Sounds positive, thank you so much. And the producer says, Cafe Clairvoyance page, join the Cafe Clairvoyance group, both on Facebook. Let's meet up at the Cafe of Clairvoyance. So don't forget, guys, if you'd like to leave a review, it's great to leave it in the feed here, but the best place to leave a review is on the review tab of the page. Please share it. Please let people know this show is live. And the nice thing we like doing here is creating a variety of different things going on the show. So love this show on Wednesday mornings, which is astrology and spirituality. We also have special guests and regular guests on Tuesday nights, and I do the Sunday spiritual show on Sunday evenings. But all details are on the website there, and all details are on Facebook, and more information will be coming soon. But big heart out to you guys there. Thank you very much, Guiomar. And guys, have a terrific day. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.